All right, I'm recording now. Welcome to our team call. I'm going to go over some plans for August really quick, and some of the stuff I talked about in my post yesterday in the team page. My lighting is so, whoa, that's bad. That's bright. Let's see if I can get this sorted out really quick. Probably not. Why is it doing this? Okay. Should have done this earlier. Okay, that's better. All right. So I want to keep working for August. This is kind of my tentative plan right now. I want to keep working on the resources in the team page. I know some of you guys are collaborating with me on that, and I'm really excited about that. It's nice to all be working together and helping just throw this stuff together and make it really nice and neat and clean and pretty and easy for people to access, especially the new coaches. So I'm excited that we're putting that together. I hope you guys are also excited about it. And oh, told you, my day. You okay, Pete? Goodbye. Sad. Okay. So if I ask you guys for stuff, don't feel like I'm like pressuring you to do it right now. I'm just trying to get it together so that when people have questions, we have this easy spot where we can tag them and show them the way instead of us going over the same stuff over and over again, if that makes sense. And I think you guys kind of all know where we are with that, and I'm just going to continue working on that and getting that together. We're going to do one challenge tracker app this month, as far as I know. I think we're all on the same page there, right, Jess? Yes? Yes? Yeah. Okay, cool. And Soul Tribe's continuing, and 80-Day Obsession is almost, you guys are done with phase 2, right? So you guys are going to go through August and, no, yes? Somebody, Megan?
We have this week coming up as week 3. We have week 4. So going into the second week of August is the last week of phase 2.
Okay. So you guys are going to be still going through.
Done, like, almost.
Yeah, through August. Okay.
Yeah.
Perfect. And then I think what we should do, we'll come together again before September, and I think we should all try to figure something out like team-wide to do for our challengers. I think it would be really fun to have us all super involved in like doing some fun stuff together, whether it's a challenge group or in the wellness community or how we want to do it. But that was kind of my idea that popped into my brain over the last couple of weeks. I just think it would be really fun if when 80-Day Obsession's done, we all kind of collaborated and worked together on something, not necessarily a challenge, but just something to like get our people in our wellness community back to like all the engagement and love and all the stuff that we were doing before. And since we won't all be doing different things, I mean, we still will be, but do you get what I'm saying? Like, we can collaborate and do something together as well. So for August, we're going to still continue with what we're doing, just one challenge tracker app. And then we will come back and discuss before September for what we can do together in the community for September. And then I wanted to talk to you guys after the Leaders Corner call the other day. Jess and I talked about it for a minute, but we were thinking that it would be really good to, in the team page, have a weekly or bi-weekly or like switch off and on each week with something. And so I'm going to need volunteers to write down dates and make this your thing. Jess is going to do 1 week or 2 weeks out of the month, a Thursday post what is coaching doing for you, not necessarily income, like what your paycheck did for you, but like what is coaching doing for you, because some of us will be able to post about income and what it's doing, but we want it to be able to be something that we can all, like, everybody can talk about. So even if they're not making a weekly check, like, coaching is going to be doing something for somebody, like whether it's holding them accountable more, or so we wanted to make it more of a broad versus the what is your paycheck doing for you type thing. So we're going to have that. And then also I wanted somebody to volunteer to do a whoever wants to take charge of this, we're going to do a monthly themed success club / recognition board, where we do the same thing like we do in Dreamcorp, but instead we're going to go in and talk about whose life we changed. And like, yes, we're going to say SC2, SC4, whatever, but we're going to talk about the person that we changed lives, like who, like we know them because we helped them sign up for a reason. So we're going to share why they decided to sign up with us. If there was a specific call to action that got them to decide to join you, or a specific conversation you had, a specific feeling they had that made them decide to join you. So whoever wants to take a lead on that, it would be super awesome. That's going to be a once a month thing. You're just going to post, we'll collaborate on a theme for the month. So we need to come up with a theme together for August. And then that whoever takes over it will, I'm fine with making a graphic if you guys want me to, and then you would just post it and have a little blurb about what we're trying to accomplish with this recognition type board, if that makes sense. You guys understand what I'm saying, or do I need to explain that better? Okay.
Sorry, keto, they just did, like, they didn't call it keto, but they just had a thing on the news about how horrible it is for you. Yeah. And I had to listen, just because it's like one of those things that gets me like so flustered and so upset. And so I just thought it was super cool. It was just on Fox News about just, it's not sustainable. It is not good for you. You're missing the fiber in your diet. And it was just, sorry, I got distracted for a second, but I had to.
No, that's awesome.
Like one of those things that gets me like boiled.
No, me too. Every single time I have a conversation with somebody who's doing it, I'm like, it's not good for you. I'm going to tell you right now, because they'll be like, I still want to do this, but I'm also doing this. I just want to let you. I'm like, no, I just want to let you know that I don't want you to do that anymore.
It's the one thing that I can't be like, oh, like, that's okay. Like, that's the one thing that I can't hold my tongue about. Like, I'm like, okay, well, just don't die, okay?
Yeah, I know, right? Okay, I agree with you completely.
Sorry for the distraction.
No, I'm so glad you said that. That's cool that the news even said something about it. I actually have people that I want to like follow up with because you said that. The news even said it. What news channel was that on? Just yours?
It was on Fox. So I don't know if they might be able to look up on there.
Yeah, I'll check for it. Thank you.
Yeah.
Perfect. Everybody here knows that keto or whatever it is called is not good for our people, right? We don't want them doing that because it's like not sustainable and it's not good for them. Okay, if you ever want clarification about that, like me and Jess both are super passionate about it. So
Jen too. Jen's got all the info too.
Yeah. Jen too, yeah. Okay. So does anybody have any questions, or does anybody want to volunteer right now to do the monthly themed SC recognition board for us? Or
I'm nominating Megan.
Okay.
Look at her hand was even up. She was gonna like do this really cute fancy one that was all themed for Dreamcorp, and she like didn't get to post it because there already was one. So I know she's all up.
Good. Okay. So I think what I'll do is I'll just kind of send you over like what I would say in a blurb, and then you can either use like some of my words and you can add some of your own, just so that we can introduce it wording wise, like where we're going with it, just so that they understand. Kind of, we had to break it down for people so they get what we're saying. Like, we're not doing just SC2. Like, we want to explain what we're doing, because I think the newer coaches who aren't getting SC points, when they see why and how we're helping them, I think it'll be even more like, oh, I need to do that, right? Like, I think that'll hit home with them even more. So there's that. And then I also wanted somebody to volunteer to, and you don't have to post your own stuff necessarily. I just want you to weekly, like, do a weekly check-in with asking us for like scripts, combos, and invites and follow-ups that you're doing. Because if you post it and we're all responding to it, like what we're doing right now, I think it'll get us all sharing them more, and then that'll help the newer coaches understand what we're doing more and what we're talking about more. And then also, I'll have this really big variety of scripts and stuff to pull from for the script album that I'm trying to make. So I think if somebody will volunteer to do that, then weekly, if we're doing it and we're all posting our conversations and our scripts and stuff, then I think we're going to have like a really awesome go-to for people to check out. Does anybody want to volunteer for that? I'm going to write Megan down for the SC. You good with that, Megan? Yes? Okay, cool.
I can do that one.
You want to do it? Perfect.
And I want to apologize to everybody that I've been like not here. I promise that I'm coming back this week is when I finally start working regular hours again.
Don't
And I actually
apologize.
have 2 days off this week.
Do not apologize.
I like melted down. I was like, I'm not doing anything. So I'm back and I'm so sorry.
You're so good, and don't worry about it. Life happens, and that's what's great about coaching is we can always count on it to be here, and we can come back to it, and don't feel bad or stressed about anything. Like, life is happening all around us. Okay, so Jen's going to take over the scripts and the combos, and I can send you kind of what I'm looking for that, and then you can post that, and I want to make that one a weekly thing. Okay, so if you need someone to help you, or if you just get burnt out of doing it every week, then that's fine. Like, we can kind of switch it up too if we need to, or we can reevaluate in September and see where we are. Does that sound good for you guys? Yeah. All right, cool. And then I wanted to quickly go over what I talked about last night. It's harder for me to explain stuff like talking wise, but I know I need to get better at it. So as far as 5-star and elite goes, like, we're so close and we can do it. And that's why I really want you guys to understand like the power of our whys and our stories and what we're pushing for. So if I'm not sharing that with you guys enough, then I feel like it's not as easy for you guys to understand how important yours is. And so I just want you guys to know that one of the big reasons that I want to go so far, and I want to do this, and I want to make this my big goal by the end of the year, is because I really want Anthony home. Like, I want him home, and it's not a selfish reason. It's because I know that if he's home, I don't have 3 kids in my face all day, every day, and I'm not trying to push them aside to work, and I'm not trying to push work aside to spend time with them or be a better mom. And I'm not feeling that guilt and that struggle on his days off of not spending enough time with my husband, or and so I know, and I've seen I've seen what this company does, and I've seen what Beachbody does for people when they push for these big goals, and I know the potential and the possibility, and I've seen with my own potential and our potential as a team that it's something that we can do. And I've always been really kind of quiet about it. I don't I don't get all like weird and braggy and stuff, but I really want to make sure that you understand. I'm not bragging. I'm not saying, oh, we can like, this is what I want to do and we're going to do this and push this far. Like, I want to do it for you guys too. Like, I want to help you guys too. I want to help my diamond coaches become 1-star diamond coaches and 2-star and 3-star. Like, I want Diamond Beyond for you guys. I want my emerald coaches to be diamond coaches. I want my coaches to be diamond coaches. I want to help all of us, because in return, it's going to give us all so much more freedom. It's going to give us all the dream, the life, the why, everything. Our why is going to be fulfilled if we're all working together. Like, I don't remember who did that talk or that presentation, but we shine brighter together, right? So when we're all working together and working toward a goal together, we're going to just explode and do it together. So I think as far as me being uncomfortable about talking about this stuff, it's not because I'm not comfortable with you guys. I don't know if it's just like deep rooted, like screwed up stuff from my childhood or what, but I get nervous about talking about money, and I get nervous about talking about like my big goals, but I need to be more comfortable sharing this stuff with you guys, because if we can all work toward it together, then it's just so much better and it's so much more fun. So as a team, we're so close to these things, and I'm just so excited to see what we do by the end of the year as a team, and I'm just so excited to help you guys. So if you haven't checked it out yet, my post in the team page, I offered to help you like one-on-one each week on how to get to diamond and beyond. So if you're one of my coaches or not, I'm really excited to work with you. And I don't want to go super deep into it, but I just want you to know that I'm here 100% and I want to do this. So I want to help you like every step of the way. So I hope that you guys are excited, and I hope that some of you guys are like, oh yeah, let's do that, because it's possible for any of you. And I know that I'm not like rooting my own horn or anything, but I know that I can help you, and I'm really excited to work with you. So I hope that some of you take that and decide to run with it and run with me, and we can run together and we can explode and we can have a lot of fun, and this is going to be great. So I don't know how else to do that without getting really awkward and crying, because you all know my goal, and you know where I am, and you know that my husband works stupid hours and we don't make enough money and we're not. But the main thing is he pointed something out to me the other day. I was talking about one of our challengers and a transformation story they shared, and I'm trying not to cry because I always do, and I'm sorry, but Anthony mentioned to me, he goes, look at you, like you're doing it again. Like I was sharing a transformation story with him, and I was bawling, and I was like, I love this. Like I love being part of this, and I love being the reason somebody says, not the reason, but I love being a part of their transformation story and the reason they changed their life. So I'm gonna stop before I start bawling. Okay, love you guys. Thank you for letting me do that. Anyways, so let's push together August and September and the rest of the year, and make this dream a reality and keep changing lives and doing all of this. And I don't know how else to say that. I'm really excited to be a part of more people's transformation stories, mentally, physically, and financially. And we need a beach retreat, that's for sure. I can't wait to make that happen. So if we get to 5-star, oh God, Jess and I were looking at houses the other day, and it's incredible. I can't wait to do it. So let's do that. And anybody who wants to work with me on that, let's just do it. Okay, I'm going to introduce Jen now before I don't stop talking. Hi, Kelsey. Okay, so for those of you who don't know, or any of you catching the recording, because most of us have been on this team for a while. So Jen has been a coach for 8 months now. She's been rocking SC ever since she started. She locked an emerald in her first 2 weeks as a coach, and she's now pushing hard for diamond. In fact, she was one of the ones who reached out to me yesterday about working together on the diamond push we're going to do. And I'm so excited about that. She's so close, you guys. Like, it's insane. So I know that she just needs to find some more rock stars and to work and grow with. And that's going to be awesome for her and her team. I can't wait to celebrate that because it's definitely coming really, really soon. And I'm so stoked for her. Jen is constantly wowing us with her posts. Actually, I remember, I think it was like her first post, or it was the first one that I really noticed.
Go play. Go play.
As a brand new coach, she posted about, it was her, I want to say you were in your garage or maybe your basement. I'm not sure, but it was you and your kids were playing all around you. And I was just like, I was so drawn to that picture and that post and your words. And I was so excited because you were a brand new coach and I couldn't even believe it. And I've been amazed with you ever since then. So I want you to know that I'm super proud of you, and I know you're going to lock this in, and I know that you're going to change so many lives as a coach. Like, I'm just like beyond like, and if anybody who doesn't watch Jen or follow Jen, like, you better start now because I know she's going to go big and she's going to do some crazy, amazing things as a Beachbody coach. So I am going to let her take it away before I start crying again. Okay?
Woo, that was such a great intro. Thank you so much. I feel like I'm going to cry. So today was actually like a really big day for me for two reasons. Number one, sort of in light of this team call tonight, I made maybe my most vulnerable post maybe ever, and really opened up about just my past relationship, my divorce, and I have never talked about that publicly. And so I'll kind of talk about that later on, like kind of how I got here today. And the other thing that happened today is that my best friend join Beachbody. Like, she is so excited to do 80-day obsession, and like, this is like my best friend from high school, freshman year of high school, and I wouldn't say she's not been supportive, but like, she's totally just not been interested. I've asked her about it several times, it wasn't the right time, it was money, all these things, and I just like don't really push it with her. And then today she reached out and said, hey, I think I'm going to try that 80-day obsession thing, can you tell me about it? And so today has just been really exciting, and culminating with this call tonight. So thanks for asking me to do this. It's really a fun thing for me, and I'm so happy to be here. So anyways, I wanted to just give a little bit of background about my story. Basically, and if you've, kept up with my posts and things, you probably know all this, but that's okay. The last 9 years, I'd say, of life have just been super, super crazy. And there's been a lot of ups and downs. So just over the course of the last 9 years, I went through a divorce that was very rough and sudden. I went through several different moves to different locations, different jobs. I met my husband, Kurt, and we played in a band in Chicago, touring around for a while. We had our 2 kids. We adopted our dog, all these crazy life-changing things. Every single couple of months, there was just a really big thing going on. And it just, with having 2 kids 19 months apart, it was just so much. I joke that I didn't sleep for 4 years. So I did not think about myself for 9 years in terms of my personal health and wellness. And I guess I say that, and I did in some ways, because I was sort of just getting through life. I was just trying to stay afloat. So when I went through the divorce, I saw a therapist, and when my dad passed away, I went again. And so I did reach out, and I did try to seek out, some help, but it wasn't really, it was just to sort of stay alive and to stay afloat. And so last summer, I found myself just like, I'm a teacher and I had the summer off, but I found myself just not feeling good and like just being anxious all the time. I know Jess and I talk about just, worrying about missing the moment and worrying about like not being there, even though you're there, but you're also like thinking of all these other things. And so her posts came at the perfect time for me. I started seeing them. I was like, she looks so happy, very similar things that she says about Chris's posts. And it's just like the coolest, just the tree, if you will. So I saw her posts and I don't know. I mean, I was like really hesitant. I didn't know, like I didn't really know her that well at the time. Like, should I reach out? And I don't know, on a whim, I guess I must have commented. I think I commented on a post or something, and then she reached out to me. And it took me though, I went back and I looked at our messenger correspondence, and I mean, it took me 3 or 4 weeks to like actually do it. And so I was like, oh, I wonder what she said to me that like got me to say yes finally. And so you would just like gently be like, ask a question, and I would like ghost you. And then you might say something, and then finally I just was like, okay, let's just do this. And this was right before school started last August. And anyways, I got hooked right away. I mean, the combination of the workouts, I started with 21 Day Fix and the daily shakes, and the checking in on the app was so huge for me. Like seeing those dots, I know it's like so silly, but like I just loved it, and it all clicked for me within a week or two. I mean, I was totally, I'm not going to continue with those shakes. I'm going to totally call and cancel these. I can't afford this anyway. Literally after 2 shakes, I was like, this is gold. Like, this is amazing. I feel so good. And even though, I didn't necessarily see the changes right away, I felt them. And so I just, every day I got up early before school. I did my workout. I drank my shake. I kept with it. But I had no intention of like sharing this really with many people. I had no intention of becoming a coach. So I was just a customer. I didn't even do discount coach because I don't know, I was like a little bit scared about it, I guess. And so the months went on. I stuck with it. Truth be told, I wasn't necessarily doing the containers right away. I was just sort of like eyeballing it, as now I hear other people say, oh yeah, like I eyeball it. And it's like, why aren't I losing the weight fast enough? And, all that kind of stuff. So then though, I was doing 21 Day Fix for several rounds. And in December, I started it in August. And then in December, I did a side-by-side. And that was when I was like, whoa. I mean, it was like really shocking and like exciting to see. Cause like I knew, but when you do those side-by-sides, man, they're so important. That's why I tell everybody, like, take those pictures, weigh yourself, do those measurements. So important. So I did the side-by-side, and I was like so super blown away. And I think it was like right after that Jess was like, come on, like you have to do this. You have to share this with other people. And at that point I was like, it's changed my life already. Like, why aren't I doing this? So, it's really kind of funny, just because sorry, I'm looking at my notes. When I look back at my posts, like before becoming a coach, I'm barely in them. So I have posts of my kids. That's basically it. Sometimes food, like being vegan, like that's a huge part of my life. And so sometimes food posts, sometimes like the big family or like Kurt and I or my students or something, but barely any of myself. And it's like, so when I first decided to coach, I was so lost, and I had no clothes to wear. Like I had nothing that like was flattering. I had nothing that like I felt looked good. I would like send Jess these pictures, and she'd be like, like I mean, I look back now and I'm like, what? So, but it made sense because again, for years, like, I mean, being a mom, like I was still, probably not last summer so much, but like still wearing maternity pants and like maternity leggings and like all these things. And so I just like didn't spend money on clothes except for LuLaRoe, which is how I met Jess. And none of those things were flattering to show, where I had come. And so, yeah, hold on, I'm going to turn my page here. Right. And so then I started like posting, and the very first couple of like, just like, oh, hey, Facebook world, I've been doing this wellness journey. Like, it's really cool if you want to, give it a try. And I had, tons of love, like, because people, I think, were really excited that, like, because no one really knew. I hadn't really been talking about it for those months. And, it's funny because with new coaches, I think a lot of the hesitation is, well, I'm not a beach body. I am not like ready to post these kinds of things. And in retrospect, it'd be so cool. Like, if I had started earlier to go through it, but I guess for me, I just like I needed that time. But I'm just so glad that I started when I did. But yeah, just you don't have to be at your goal, I don't think any of us ever, are going to be at our goal anyways. You're never going to be perfect. So I think that is something that I was just thinking about today. But when I first started too, and Krista reminded me of this the other day, but like it made me nervous to post in my personal Facebook and my personal Instagram for a long time. Like I did it, but not as vulnerably as I am now. And so I made my own Facebook group that was like just for women, called Becoming My Best Self. And I still will like put something in there now and then, just because I do. I don't know. I'll still put something in there, but not very much, because I think as we all who've done this realize we don't really have time to be posting in all these different places. So as Krista said early on, you just do it in your regular group, and that's how you're going to get the most traction. So I also had started my own a different Instagram account as well, and it actually like was kind of fun for a while. But the same thing is like, why am I not tapping into not only the public with my hashtags and locations and things like that, but also the people who know me more as well. And so I really haven't been doing anything in that one. That was like Jennifer Page, Fit Vegan Musician, or something crazy long anyways. But I stopped that one. And so a couple weeks ago, made my Instagram public. And that was like a huge, huge deal for me, because again, like I, for so long had been very, very private. And I think that's the fear, like one of the biggest fears, at least in a lot of the people that I talk to, is just like, I'm so private. I don't want to share everything. I don't feel comfortable doing that. For me, I come from a really big family. I am a teacher. I have like in my social media, I've got former students. I've got, colleagues. I have former colleagues. I've got family members from all over the place. And it like still like today when I post, I still like have that feeling of like, oh my gosh, I feel sick, but I've learned, and this is something that's happened, throughout my progression here. I didn't do PD really at first. I think I started a couple months in. I started reading You Are a Badass, and that's when the PD sort of kicked in as well. And that is so huge for getting you to like kind of get out of your shell. Is the PD, is the like getting out of your head of like, these people are going to judge me. Because honestly, like, there's like a handful of people floating in my head every time I make a personal post, that I'm like, oh my gosh, what are they going to think? They don't even know this about me. I've had a few people even like awkward conversations, like awkward, people be like, oh, like, I didn't know you were going through that. Like, I wish I would have picked up on the signals. And I'm like, no, it's okay. Like, like, it's okay. I wasn't really sharing it. I was sort of putting a mask up about it. And now I'm just being real, and I'm just being me. And, am I still like in a couple weeks a little nervous to see some of these people that I haven't seen all summer? Like maybe, but at the same time, like it feels so good, and it feels freeing, and it just feels like, and I keep saying this in the posts, but like it just feels like I'm becoming more me, and like for the first time ever, I'm 37, and like just like for the first time ever, finally coming into like who I was meant to be. I know that sounds kind of cheesy, but like I feel like for so long I was doing what I was supposed to be doing, or what was expected of me, or what I thought was expected from, self-inflicted, thoughts and my personality, and like my relationship with my family and my mom, and I mean, all that kind of stuff. And so through all of this, like, it's such a whirlwind, and to make that post today, and to like feel the way I do today is just like, it's like mind blowing. And, the thing about being a coach and like helping people, kind of how Krista was saying before, I mean, it's so exciting. And so it's like, even though like I have a career, like as a teacher, I've worked really, really hard for it. I love what I do. I love working with young people and teaching music and all this stuff. But this is so different and so refreshing. And to be helping other people get to feel the way that I do now, coming from, like thinking that I had it all together, but then realizing, oh, now like this is it. And so taking these steps is just like so amazing. And yeah, I mean, I'm super pumped about like where this team is and where we are. And like, I've got that push to diamond, like always kind of on the brain. And like, I'm just, I think the consistency, like, especially with my friend signing up today, is just like, there it is right there. Is like, I do it every day. I've been doing the stories. I see her watching. I see her, like creeping on it. And then today, boom, like there it was. So anyways, let me see. I think that was pretty much it. So, yay.
You did amazing. Thank you so much for sharing all of that. I related to so many things you said. It's so crazy. Like, I swear as a new coach, I was like, so weird and hard for me to share like the feels and like the real stuff. Like you said, I was always the one behind the camera. So it was like pre-coaching, like my pictures were of my kids, like my husband and my kids, like just my kids, just one kid, just my kids, like that was it. And it was always like, oh, my perfect life, or my perfect family, or my world, or God is good. Like literally, like I never had, like I was never in them. There was never anything about me. I never shared anything real or anything deep. So I completely related to everything you said about that. And then it was just, yeah, I totally get it. And I feel you. And then the fear of like what people would think, or it's such a real thing. And new coaches if I could give them one thing, it would just be that like empowering feeling you feel when you get over that or past that, right? Like how incredible would that be if we could just transfer that to them somehow before they have to go through it on their own. But I think unfortunately it's just one of those things we all just have to go through, we have
Definitely.
To learn.
I really feel like, my journey like had to be my journey. Like I couldn't skip the steps. And I know that that's true for all of us. But like before, and I remember even talking to you about this, just about like, I feel so uncomfortable about these posts, and it's like, well, but you're not saying anything bad. Like, and I still like, like might, I don't know, hold back just like a teeny bit or something. But that fear of like what people are going to think, because like, I think about my former students, like looking at these things and, young girls in their like late teens, early 20s. And I'm like, if they're reading this and feeling like empowered by it, like how awesome is that, that I'm now inspiring them in a different way outside of the classroom. Yeah. So a lot of that now, like those walls have started to crumble down. So yeah, it's all about the mindset, right?
It's PD. It's personal development too. Yeah. Yeah. That's amazing. I'm so proud of you, and I'm so grateful for you. And I'm so, so glad that you we're able to look past all that fear and kind of like punch it in the face. Like, I don't know how else to put that, because I feel like I kind of did the same thing, slowly but surely. I definitely think you've done it pretty head on, and I'm really proud of you. And it's just one of those things that you just learn how to do, or you don't. And so watching people do it is such an incredible feeling, and I'm so proud of you. And I know Jess is too. We're both like trying not to.
Yeah, I'm like, I gotta like hop on. Sorry, that was so freaking cool to hear you say it. Like, I know we talk about it all the time when we text, but like the passion that just like vomited out of you was amazing. Like, that's the type of shit though that like I wish there was a way that people could hear us having this conversation. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I want to like just post that,
Mm-hmm.
you know, like that. Here's what goes on behind the walls. Like, there's no like, here, how can we get this person's money? Like, that's not like, there's just so much passion behind it and so much belief and so much. And that's why you're going to be so I mean, you already are, but like you're going to be so successful is because of how much passion, how much belief you have. And I cannot wait till these girls freaking jump on, because you are going to be an incredible coach for them, because I just how you presented was fantastic. So there's my feedback.
Thank you.
I'm so proud. I'm so proud of all of you, and I'm so excited. I'm so excited going into August. Going into July was pretty tough. And it's been a rough month overall, I think, for a lot of us. And I think it's been also a month of growth. And I want to take that growth and the lessons learned and the things that we went through and use it to fuel us even further as a team, I hope, and even further as people trying to help other people. So, before I start crying again, I want you guys to know how much I love you and how grateful I am to have a team that loves me through the shit. So I'm not perfect. I've made a lot of mistakes. I continue to make mistakes, and I'm probably never going to stop making mistakes, but I'm going to promise you guys this. I'll always learn from them, and I'll always try to be better and try to just be a better leader and come back from those mistakes and grow from them and continue to be better for you guys and for my family and for myself. And I want you guys to know that no matter what's going on in life or with me or with anything, that I'm always here. And I love you guys so much, and I'm just so grateful for this team and for the passion you guys have. And I love having these conversations, and I love these team calls, and I wouldn't be here if it weren't for you guys, and I wouldn't still keep showing up every day with all the things that go on in life if it weren't for you. And so I just want you to know that you guys fuel me beyond words. I can't even begin to describe it. Seeing you guys show up in the feed and when you guys message me, and I just love you, and I want you guys to have a great week, and I want August to be the huge turning point for our team, and I want to continue to kick ass together and shooting for these goals. So I'm here for you guys, and I love you, and I'm sorry I cried so much. It's been a really emotional week, and I really hope that this emotional stuff gets better soon, but anyways, thank you, Jen. Thank you for fueling me with passion and love again, and filling that cup and reminding me once again what we're here for. And I just love you guys so much, and I can't say that enough. Grateful.
Well,
I hope you guys have a great week, and if anybody has any questions, do that.
I just had one more thing I was going to say that I just thought of. So my friend who signed up, she was SC8, and I was telling my husband because I was like so excited, and he's like, "Wait, you already had your 3? Like, why didn't you just wait a couple days and then she could have been the 1st of August?" And I was like, "I'm not going to worry about that. It's going to work out." And so it just felt good to say that too, of like, well, I mean, I could have, but it's kind kind of like you have to have that positive energy, because when you do, it's going to happen.
Yeah.
And I felt good saying that too.
Yeah. No
That's my-
scarcity. No scarcity mindset. There's so many people to help. Tell them that. Lots of people to help. All right, you guys. I hope you have a great week, and we will talk again. And let's go into August and just blow the lid off this thing. Change all the lives. Help all the people. Love over fear. That's right. Love over fear. I'm actually going to write that down on something really big and put it in here because I need to keep it in my mind. New mantra. All right. I love you guys. Have a good night.